Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. I have a watch that's been sitting on my shelf for quite a while without a strap. It's a brilliant looking watch, but it has odd lug widths, and up until now I didn't own any watches that shared this lug width, but now I do. Now that I own the Tudor. And since I bought an extra strap for that watch, I now have something to put this piece on. What watch am I talking about? The Satina. And apparently this brand is still around. So I went on their website and started reading up on their history and kind of poking around. So this company was started in the 1940s, and they really didn't give a ton of details on their website. They spoke about where they began, where they moved to, and that they put out the Spaceman watch, which was shaped like a flying saucer. They also talked about their agility during the quartz crisis, which is how they still exist. So in looking at their contemporary pieces, most of their watches are really dressy, but they're not minimal at all. They're kind of not really fancy, but detailed, I guess. They kind of remind me of Tissot, and a few of them look almost like contemporary Hamilton dress watches. And like Tissot, nearly every single watch they produce has a date window on it. And they're kind of entry-level mid-tier in price, so they're hovering right around $1,000, kind of like Tissot or contemporary Hamiltons. So the brand could be doing a lot worse, ahem, Wittenauer. But I didn't see any tank-style watches or anything that kind of stood out as unique or brilliant. They were all just kind of, But they're all dressy, which is kind of cool. So now that I have this watch on a strap, and I can wear it, and have been, let's revisit it. I'll do a review of it again, because it's been a while. And we'll see what it's like when you're wearing it. So let us begin. Here is the Satina up close. Such a great looking watch. I went through my purchase history to find out how much I paid for this. I thought that I had paid $100 and some for it, but no, apparently I paid a decent amount for it. I purchased this for $225. Thankfully, it is brilliant looking. So the strap that I put it on is the Dan Henry strap that the Tudor was originally on when I purchased it for my good friend. It's a little bit long for my wrist, but this isn't really an everyday wear watch for me. The Dolce Vita would fill that slot, so having a bit of a longer strap doesn't bother me too much. And it looks amazing on this strap, so perfect. Odd lugs are such a pain, but at least now I own two watches with 19mm lugs, so I can kind of swap straps back and forth between the two. Looking at the case back, it's brushed and plain. There's just the word Swiss and the number 342. These lugs are really tiny, so you can't really put a thick strap on there very easily. This one was no problem. There's a faux jewel on the crown, and this watch has a manually wound mechanical movement in it. The case is in amazing shape. I don't think there are any scratches on it anywhere. Alright, so let's see what it's like to use this crown. It's really tiny, but there's some decent knurling on it, or texture here, so it's pretty easy to get a grip on it. It doesn't feel too bad when you're winding it. And we'll pop this out. And this is a two-hander, so there is no seconds hand. so who knows if it hacks. Pop that back in. The crystal on this is also in immaculate shape. I believe this is acrylic. And it kind of domes up just a little bit. And it has a bevel around the edge, which is kind of cool because it'll play with the light a little bit and just makes it look a little bit fancy. So when I first did a video on this watch, one of you pointed out that I believe it was in the 70s. This watch, which is clearly an homage, is such a great homage that people would redial these and trick people into thinking they were buying watches manufactured by another brand. And we all know what brand that might be. But this Satina dial itself isn't bad at all. It's a stark white dial. We have a railroad style minutes track inside the Roman numerals. The spacing on those Roman numerals looks pretty good. Sometimes they can look a little bit funky on tank style watches. The handset is a bit fancy. Looks great on this watch. It's nice and thin. Let me get a better shot of that. Yeah, it's been kind of sad seeing this watch just sitting on the shelf without a strap at all. Felt kind of bad about that. So I'm glad to finally have something on it and I can wear it. And I have worn it recently a couple times. And it looks amazing. As for the specifications on this watch, the case size is 26 millimeters, the case height is 8 millimeters, the lug to lug is 34 millimeters, the lug width is 19 millimeters, the movement is some kind of mechanical movement. I'm not sure exactly what's in this, and the crystal on it, I'm pretty sure is acrylic. I mean, it's warm to the touch, so it's gotta be acrylic. And it feels kind of soft like acrylic, so yeah, definitely acrylic. Alright, so let me take off the Titan watch. That was a gift to the channel from one of you. Once again, I thank you so much. This is such a cool watch. I love how ultra thin it is. And that it's all black. Totally murdered out. It's super minimal. It's a two-hander. Quartz. Just a really cool looking watch. Let me take this off and we'll see what it's like when you're wearing the Satina. And here's the Satina on my 7-inch wrist. My wrist is 55 millimeters wide for context. I like its low profile. And the short lug to lug is really good because it's just a flat rectangular watch, so if it was larger, it would kind of sit weird on my wrist, I think. Just look at it on that strap. That is so cool. Another shot of the crystal there. This is such a great looking dress watch. Imagine this when you're wearing a suit. Oh, that would look so cool. I will have to do that. Maybe this weekend I'll dust off a sport jacket. Absolutely amazing. There you have it, my great looking Satina dress watch. Homage, obviously. It looks great. I paid more than I remember paying for it though. And now that it has a strap that looks amazing on it, I think I'll be wearing this watch here and there. Thanks for watching.